God. Did you understand that? Those that seek to find their life lose it, Jesus says. You seek to love yourself and then you're going to end up empty. Why? The pursuit of love in oneself is an idol. It's covetousness. But if I really want to love myself, what I do is I love God with everything I've got. Then I'm full of the love of God. And now I've got genuine love to love other people. And I can love the unlovable ones. I've got compassion coming out of me. And so the ability to fulfill second commandment comes from us obeying the first. Okay. The next word for covetousness, and I hope you can see that these words can be used in a positive and a negative. If God is the focus, it's a very positive thing. Pleon exia. If there's any Greek people, I apologize for my pronunciation. Okay. Pleon exia. Okay. Pleon means more. You want more of something. Okay? And echo for exia means to have. It's pretty simple. It's the desire, I want to have more. I want to have more and more. And we were just singing a song, more of you, God, less of me, more of you. Well, that's the pursuit we're created for. When you really live what you were singing. Less of me, more of you. As John the Baptist said, I must decrease that Christ can increase. And that's true. If you decrease in the throne of your heart, then Christ will increase. You'll get more of Him. In fact, you want more of Jesus, what you need to do is have less of the other things. Less of the pursuit of the other things. So we're created to seek more of God. But when you get trapped into, I need more of things. And by the way, the pursuit of things will never lead you to contentment.
That's right.
Because in your pursuit for Christ, you can be content after worship. I feel really full after my time of worship. I feel really full after my time of encounter with God. I feel totally content now. But then, obviously, the hunger comes back. I need to pursue more of God. Because, after your petrol tank starts to run out because you've been loving other people and doing things, then you've got to go back to your source. Okay, the next word. Oh, by the way, pleon exia is usually the word used for sensuality and greediness. Just to let you know, it means someone's greedy. They're never satisfied. They're greedy. Okay, the next word similar is a pleon, which means more. Tio. Pleon tio. It means to gain more. I want to gain more. It's usually used in the context of to gain more by taking advantage wrongfully of somebody else.
Oh.
I'm going to gain more through deception. In other words, I'm doing business and I want to get more profit. So what I'm going to do in business is I'm going to lie in order to get a better profit. Or it's the love with the hook. Okay? Instead of me being full up with the love of God and then out of the overflow, I'm going to love my wife. And then what will happen is the more I love my wife, what happens is then she gets full of love, the love of God flowing through me, and it's going to come back on me, by the way. Because you reap what you sow. If I focus on loving my wife and everything, then it's going to come back. She's going to be full and she's going to start loving me and she's going to start doing things for me because she's happy. She's full. Okay? That's good. But if my whole goal, I'm loving my wife because I want something. That's called love with a hook. Problem with hooks, you ever been fishing? And you get the hook stuck in your finger?
Yes.
It hurts. And it's really hard to get that hook out. Yes. See, love with a hook, when you're looking at people to fulfill your need, you will be let down in the end. And that's why there's all of these arguments, a lot of arguments between boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and arguments with friends. It's because I'm not getting from you what I want. You are not fulfilling me. I want more from you. I want more from you. That's all having an idol in your heart. Looking at people for more. I want you to encourage me. I want you to fill me up. I want you to serve me. That's all idol of the heart. But if I'm saying, God, fill me up, and now, how can I love others? It will come back on you that they're going to start to come back to you and love you, yes. But that's not love with a hook. So it means to take advantage wrongfully in order to get something that you want. If we look at Matthew chapter 6. Matthew chapter 6, verse 32 and 33. And the context is, look at verse 25 for context. Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more important than food, and the body more important than clothes? So here's the context. Someone is stressing out. They're worried all the time. They're anxious about their future. Oh, where are we going to get enough money? Where are we going to get the money for our food? Where are we going to get the money for our rent? What about our future? But they're worried about this. Now, there's a wisdom to plan for the future. Amen? That's called stewardship. There's a wisdom where I'm going to plan for my future and I'm going to make sure that I have provision for the future. That's biblical. But I'm talking about worry and fear about the future, and that worry and that fear is now driving you, and what happens is, it says, what good will it do? It says later on, it won't add a single hour to your life. Worrying doesn't do anything. In fact, I'll tell you, worry and anxiety will make you sick. Physically sick. People get headaches, they get stomach cramps, they can't sleep at night because they're worried and they're anxious about many things. And see, that's what happens when you have an idol in your heart. Fear, fear is the voice that you hear. Worry and anxiety is the voice that you hear. So what is the voice that you follow in life? What will come out of your mouth? It'll be the God of fear. The God of worry. Which is no God at all. Demon spirit. See, the thing is, worry drives you. Fear drives you. And Jesus says, do not worry. Goes on and says, your Father knows your needs. Your Father, He knows what you need, about the clothes you need to wear, the food you need. He knows your needs in the future. So trust Him. And then it goes on to the scripture that we wanted to look at, 32 and 33. This is the sum of the whole passage. The pagans, they run after these things, and your Heavenly Father knows that you need them. There's two things going on here. The pagans are who? Do you know that the word pagan in the Bible, it represents idol worshippers. The pagans were the idol worshippers. And the Jews would look at the Gentiles as pagans, idol worshippers. And say, idol worshippers pursue after all these things. Pursue what? What I'm going to eat. What I'm going to wear. Where I'm going to live. What about my car? And they pursue all of those things. Idol worshippers do that. But for you, as for you, you're not idol worshippers. You're the sons and you're the daughters of God. Amen. He is your Father. He cares about you. You see, the problem with the idol worshipper mentality, even people can have God as an idol. You know how? You see God as a master and you're a slave. Not personal. You don't see God as a loving Father that cares about your situation. See, when you understand that He cares for you, then your heart is moved from fear to trust. Amen. The fact that you have fear about your future means that you don't trust God.
That's right.
And that's the heart of an idol worshipper. So he says, well, the pagans seek after these things, but as for you, you need to know that your Heavenly Father knows what you really need. He knows, and you need to know that He cares. And then the next verse, as for you, seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all of these things will be given unto you as well. In other words, these things are what you need to eat, what you need to wear, your real needs. God knows that you have real needs. But you don't pursue your needs as your first priority or pursuit. If you pursue your need as your first priority, your need becomes your God. It becomes your idol.
Right.
Pursue first Him and pursue His righteousness, pursue His kingdom, and as you're doing that, then there is a release from heaven. Now, this is interesting. Sowing and reaping. In order to reap, you've got to sow. So if you want to see the release of what you need to pursue Him with all your heart, mind, and strength.
Amen.
You need to love Him, pursue His kingdom, and then God will provide. Provision is released. And so that's now dealing with what it means to have God on the altar of your heart. Pursue His kingdom. Okay, what is His kingdom purpose for your life? Stop worrying about yourself. What is His kingdom purpose?
That's right. Yeah.
John chapter 4 verse 34. John 4 verse 34. This is Jesus speaking. My food, said Jesus, is to do the will of Him who sent me and to finish His work. Okay, what is the food we should pursue? My food, said Jesus, is to do the will of Him who sent me. Psalm 40 verse 8. Psalm 40 verse 8. A psalm of David, a man after God's own heart. And this is his pursuit. This is what David says. I desire to do your will, O my God. Your law is within my heart. So do you want to be like Jesus? Every Christian should want to be like Jesus. Amen? We're told to follow Jesus, which means follow His example. So if you want to be like Jesus, then your food should be the desire to do God's will.
That's right.
That should be your food. And what about David, a man after God's own heart? David actually, it becomes an example, a type of Jesus. When you see David, you see a type of what Jesus is like. And so here he is. Do you want to be like David? Have a heart after God's own heart? Well then, you need to do this. You need to desire to do His will. That desire to do His will start to knock the idols off the throne of your heart.
That's right.
Let's look at Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5. Hebrews 13 verse 5. Keep your lives free from the love of money. Be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, and never will I forsake you.
Yeah.
Keep your life free from the love of money.
Amen.
The Bible teaches that love of money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. If that was the case, we take up tithes and offerings and we just took up the root of all evil offering. You know, like, money itself is not mammon. Mammon is the name of a demonic deity. When money becomes your God, that's when it becomes an idol. Okay, so, you know, we need money to pay for our rent and different things. Money's not evil of itself. But it says, the love of money or the lust after money, do not pursue that, but learn how to be content. Let's look at Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 6. Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 6. Now before I read this, I just want to share one thing with you. last night, after our time of prayer and intercession and worship, and I believe we had a very good time of encounter with the Lord last night. There's some spiritual breakthroughs that took place. And I went home and I couldn't sleep, and I'm lying on my bed for good reasons. Not sleeping for good reasons. But lying on my bed and just thoughts and meditations going through my heart about what I'm going to share with you today. And so I go, God, I don't want to just give a message. I don't want to just give a sermon. You know, like, did some Bible study, head to head, I'm going to speak to you. I don't want to speak head to head. I want to speak spirit to spirit. I want to speak heart to heart. And I'm saying, God, I actually want to speak from your heart to their heart. And I'm just lying there, and as I'm lying on my bed, this thought comes to me about the call to discipleship. I almost did a message on the call to discipleship today. But he's talking to me about what it means to be called to be a disciple. He said to me, Glenn, the majority of believers do not know what it means to be my disciple. He said the majority of Christians don't even want to be my disciple.
That's the call I've had.
Yeah. I want you to think about this. Here's a question for you this morning. Are you serious about being a disciple of Jesus? No, really. Are you serious? Because Jesus said, come follow me. The Lord said to me last night, Glenn, most Christians don't really want to follow me. They only want to follow me when it's convenient. They only want to follow me when it's easy. When I really call them to follow me and there's sacrifice, they pull away. This is the heart, he said to me, this is the heart of Pharisaic religious Christianity. Where people do not really want to follow Jesus, they're pursuing other things. And then he said, now speak on the idols of the heart, because I want to address this issue in the church. And by the way, I'm addressing the issue to myself. I am not perfected. I'm still discovering these little tiny idols that are there. You know, the problem is little idols become big idols, and big idols kill. You know, like that little tiny idol that you leave there, eventually they grow. It's amazing. Okay, so Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 6. During the reign of King Josiah, the Lord said to me, have you seen what the faithless Israel has been doing? She's gone up to every high hill and to every spreading tree and has committed adultery there. What's adultery? It's when you would go into sexual relationship with someone that you're married, someone that you're not married to, someone that's not your spouse. And so God is saying to the people of God, you are actually committing adultery. How are they committing adultery? How are they breaking covenant? It says that, and this is the reign of Josiah. Josiah was amazing. Josiah went on a war against the idols. He went to every high place. He tore down the idols. He went radically to cleanse the nation of idolatry. But see, in the beginning of the days of Josiah, it says, you've seen what faithful Israel is doing. On every high hill, they had altars and idols to the pagan deities. This is the people of God pursuing false worship, pursuing other things. And the Lord said, my people are committing adultery. Now let's look at Jeremiah chapter 7. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 1 to 10. We're going to explain what they were doing. Listen to this. This is the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. And I can clearly say, when I prophesy, I don't usually say, thus saith the Lord. I like to say, I feel that God is saying. But when you prophesy from Scripture, you can say, thus saith the Lord. Okay? It says it here. Thus saith the Lord. Okay? It says, stand at the gate of the Lord's house, and there proclaim this message. Stand at the gate of the temple, the place of worship, and I want you to declare this message. Hear the word of the Lord, all you people of Judah, who come through these gates to worship the Lord. We're dealing with the place of worship, church. stand at the gates of the church and I want you to proclaim this message to people coming to church. Think about that. It says, this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel says. Reform your ways and your actions, and then I'll let you live in this place. He's talking about the promised land. Change your ways. Change your actions. Change your behavior. And then you can live with blessing in the promised land. Because God, by the way, does want to prosper and bless us, but our path of prosperity is often different to God's. Do not trust in the deceptive words and say, this is the temple of the Lord. This is the temple of the Lord. This is the temple of the Lord. Do not believe those deceptive words and just keep saying, I'm in the place of worship. I go to church. I go to church. I love Jesus. Don't trust those deceptive words, he says. If you really change your ways and your actions, and then you deal with each other justly, if you do not oppress the alien and the fatherless or the widow, and you do not shed innocent blood in this place, and if you do not follow other gods to your own harm, then I'll let you live in this place, in the land, and I will give you that I gave to your forefathers forever and ever. But look, you are trusting in deceptive words that are worthless. Will you steal and murder, commit adultery and perjury, burn incense to Baal, follow other gods that you have not known, and then come and stand before me in this house, which bears my name, and say, we are safe, we are safe, we are safe. To do all of these detestable things. Has this house, which bears my name, become a den of robbers to you? But I've been watching, declares the Lord. What did Jesus say when he cleansed the temple?
This is the last one.
You've turned